Are you ready to simplify your life? I'm talking everything from business to home, personally, professionally. Today, we're going to dive into some of these tips that have completely changed my life and the way that I show up as a wife, as a mother, and a business owner. Hi, my name is Sandi Glandt. I'm a high performance productivity coach, wife, mama to two very busy boys, and I have found some tips, some hacks, some strategies that have helped me along the way, and I want to share these with you. They have completely transformed my life. And I think that when you learn something, whether it's a tip or a hack or any kind of advice that changes your life, you should pass it on. So today I'm going to be sharing that with you. Now, today I'm going to be sharing 10 of these hacks or strategies, but there are so many more. So I feel like there's probably going to be a part 2, but I want to dive in and share with you why you have to implement these hacks today and how they're going to change your life. And also, I want to hear from you. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below and let me know which one of these tips you're going to implement. So let's dive on in. Okay, hack number 1 to simplify your life is declutter your space. I know that this is going to sound so cliche, get rid of things, declutter, but I promise you, the more that your space is decluttered, the more that your space is just kind of like junk free, the more clearly you are going to be able to think, the more clearly you're going to be able to show up. I know for me, my workspace and also my home space, because I work at home, it's really, really important for me to not have piles everywhere, to have mail piled up or work things piled up, because that's very distracting. If I'm kind of in a workflow or in a work zone and I glance over and I see something else, it is definitely going to distract me. And I'm thinking about that thing that I even just glanced at, that I looked at. And again, even in your home, having things picked up at the end of the day, and you can just even declutter one space at a time. So let's say you go and you're like, I'm just going to declutter the sink, underneath the sink. I'm going to make sure I declutter the playroom, the garage, my office. It could be just one closet in your bathroom, right? It doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours of decluttering and organizing, because we're never going to do that. It's really hard to set aside hours of time to do that. So what I suggest is that you get rid of items that you no longer need. If you haven't used it, I'll even stretch this. If you haven't used this in a year, clothes, tools, things in the kitchen, it's time to get rid of it. It's time to let it go, because it's no longer serving a purpose and you're also not even using it. So it's just taking up space. So my hack number 1 is declutter everything from your office to your personal space, the common areas in your home, and you're going to see how much less stressful that makes you, and also the peace of mind that you get with this. Okay, number 2 is a game changer in every sense of the way and every sense of what this stands for. This is creating daily routines. Now, I don't know about you, but I am very, very structured. Surprise, surprise. However, there was a time when I was not. I would just get up whenever. Now, I have to also say this was prior to having kids. The blessing and the beauty in having kids that are regimented on schedules, whether it's a school schedule, eating schedule, nap schedule, is that it also kind of forces you to be on a schedule. So create daily routines. These routines could be the time that you're waking up. What does your morning routine look like? I have an entire episode on my morning routines and how I became a morning person, because I don't think honestly anyone ever is considered a morning person. I think that you become that and you evolve into that over the years, because you realize all of the things that aren't serving you. You realize sleeping in, hitting the snooze button, are all not serving you. So I'm going to link that here in the video as well, because you should definitely check out that video after this one. But just having a routine, it could be a routine for your schedule. It could be a routine for what you're eating. It could be a nighttime routine. I can't even explain to you ladies how important this is that you have routines. And if you have nothing right now, I would say at the bare minimum, have a morning routine and a nighttime routine. And what you'll notice is that the nighttime routine will actually heavily support the morning routine. It could be laying out your vitamins, laying out your gym clothes, laying out your outfit for the next morning. I mean, I do this myself, but I also do this for my kids. Like I lay out Jake's clothes in the morning. I even put out their plates and their vitamins in the morning because it's one less step that I have to do. So you could do this for the chores in your house. I mean, there's really no limit to where this ends. So what I'll say is like having that structured schedule, having that structured routine is going to help you stay organized. It's going to help your kids stay organized, and just helping to, this is also really important, reduce decision fatigue. One of the things that happens as we go about the course of our day is we get up, we've had hopefully a great night's sleep, and through the course of the day, we're making a lot of decisions, like the clothes that we're wearing, how you're going to wear your hair, what route you're taking to school or to work. Like we're making so many decisions that you don't even realize, like what are you having for breakfast, that are actually giving you decision fatigue, which is why when you get to the end of the day and you feel exhausted and you're like, oh, I just want to eat that piece of cake, or I just want to like binge watch TV, like your decision making, the good decisions that are helping you, those habits kind of start to plummet at the end of the day because you've made so many decisions, and we can only make so many decisions in a day. So for me and for you, one of the things that really, really protects us is having daily routines that we don't need to think about. Routines like, again, the nighttime routine, the morning routine, that make it easier for us. And it could just be the consistency of the time that you go to bed and the time that you wake up, because that will safeguard the decisions of, well, I'm going to go to bed instead of watching Netflix or binge watching Housewives. I'm going to read before I go to bed. I'm going to put a little bit of my essential oils in my diffuser before I go to bed. Like that's part of my nighttime routine. And again, this is in the other video that I have about sleep and all the benefits and all the different like tools and hacks and gadgets that I use to have like a phenomenal night's sleep. And when you have a great night's sleep, you're more productive during the day. You have more energy. You can keep up at work and with your kids. So there's just so many benefits to this. So hack number 2 is to create daily routines that protect you, protect your space, and also reduce that decision fatigue. By the way, a part of this, a gift that I want to give to you is my planner. Now, if you go over to, this is actually in my Stan store and it's linked in my IG, and I'll drop the link below in the description. But this is what I do every single week. Part of my routine is either on Sunday or Monday morning. What I do is I go through and I figure out all the meals that I'm going to have for that week and then the ingredients that I'm going to need. So let's say it's a chicken meal and I need like parsley and my organic chicken breast and different seasonings or whatever I'm going to need for the week. I will write those all out, all of the ingredients that I need. Then write Monday, crock pot chicken. Tuesday, we're going to have a beef stew. Wednesday, we're going to have a salmon, like whatever it is. Again, this week, I already have mine listed out, so I know what I'm having for this week, but you figure out what that is for you. And the really great thing about this is when I do my shopping, I have my entire list of all the things that I need. So I order online, place the order, and then I'm done for the week. And I also know what I'm going to be cooking every single night. And we have nights that we go out, like we have family dinner night on Friday. Sometimes Jared and I will have like a date night on Thursday, just the two of us. But like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, I will already know at the beginning of the week what I'm making. So I don't get to 5 o'clock and realize I don't know what I'm making. I don't have the ingredients. And then I'm just just scrambling at that point. So get this planner. It's going to be really important for you to snag this planner because it will be a complete game changer in how you plan your weeks and how this supports your routines. The other thing that I want to mention is I have an academy. It is called the High Performance Accelerator Academy. This is where you will learn everything from how to work in versus on your business, the different organization tips and systems and strategies to really take your business and your life to that next level. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because we have so many incredible women inside this academy that network, that collaborate, that come in to learn all the different systems and strategies so they don't have to work more hours. So they get to work smarter and have the systems in their business that are working for them. Again, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, but I don't want to be in my business 8-10 hours a day. So I teach you, and I teach the ladies inside the academy how to implement the systems, the strategies, the routines, the support that help you to run a successful, profitable business, but at the same time, have the freedom, because that's what we all want. Like, I want to be able to make the meals for my family, each night. And I want to be able to spend quality time with my kids, or, be at the kids' soccer games or school events. So if this is something that you're also passionate about, I would love for you to go check out the website. I'm going to drop it below. But because you are a Slay Your Day listener, what I'm going to do is give you a special offer where you will get this at 50% off. So all you have to do is head over to, it's www.sandraglandt.com/HPAA special, and you can snag this for 50% off. And again, this is only for you as a listener here, as a valued listener, that I want to share this with you. So I cannot wait to meet you. I cannot wait for you to meet the ladies inside the academy, but I wanted to sprinkle that in because that will really be the thing that helps you with your routines, your systems, your organization, your support, and it will completely change the game in how you show up, both at home and in business. Hack number 3 that will simplify your life. Now, this one was hard for me, and I'm sure this will be hard for others as well, just because it's hard until you do it. And that is practicing and embracing minimalism. Now, this is something that if you heard some of my New Year's resolutions and videos at the beginning or the end of the year last year, I was talking about really embracing the things that I have now and not like just spending on like, let me buy another hair care product. Let me buy another makeup that is just going to sit in my drawer because I have 50 others that I'm not already using. So practicing this idea of minimalism is a really good hack to start implementing so you can focus on the quality versus the quantity. Again, like how many lipsticks do you need? How many makeups or concealers or shampoos or vitamin? I don't know. There's so many things that I just have because I buy different versions or different brands. And then like I never finish that thing because I'm already buying the next one. So I challenge you to take a look at where you're doing this and see if you can embrace this idea of minimalism. And maybe it's not going down to the extreme of like, I'm only going to have one towel in my closet. I'm only going to have like one set of silverware. Like that is to the extreme. I don't do that. But what I do is I look at like, what do I have? Maybe I have like 5 candles that I bought that I still haven't, burnt them and used them. And I'm not going to go to like Home Goods and buy another. So I really encourage you to kind of simplify these things, even down to your wardrobe. Like this is a big one for ladies. And again, I'm guilty of this myself. I have so many things in my closet, but like there'll be a new event that I'm going to go to, or I have a photo shoot, or I don't know, just a dinner. And I'm like, I got to buy a new dress, or I got to buy a new outfit. So like those type of things, I'm trying to even find outfits that I wear and repurpose them, reuse them, dress them in different ways. And it also really just helps in terms of like using what you have, right? And not having to like always be constantly buying more. And I love this idea for our kids as well, because I think at the end of the day, like not just the kids, but all of us, we appreciate what we have so much more when we use what we have. You take better care of it. You appreciate it. So that is one of the hacks. That's one of the little tips that I'm throwing in there that, again, I am also implementing this in my own life. And I'm also putting this onto you to see if you can kind of adapt the same minimalistic or minimalism mindset in certain areas of your life. Hack number 4 that will help you to simplify your life is limiting screen time. Now, I've said in previous episodes that one of the things that I really do pride myself on, and I've been very, very intentional with, is limiting screen time after a certain time. So for me, it's when my kid, so like when Jake comes home from school, when he comes home, 3 o'clock, or if I pick him up, let's say 3:30, or he's home about 4:15, what I do is like no screen time from that point on for me. So like I won't be on my phone. I'm not talking to my team. I'm not talking to clients. That is my time with phone down with the kids. We're baking, we're doing sports, we're going for a walk around our neighborhood. Like it's just our time to be together. So I want to encourage you, and I want to see your comments below. Like, do you shut off your phone at a certain time? Do you stop looking at it, or like turn off and really turn off work at a certain point? So this is great for you as the parent or as the adult, but this is also great for our kids. Like we have a rule in our house, no screens during the week. And then on the weekends, the boys get to have it if they earn it by, doing their schoolwork, being nice to each other, helping around the house. So there's certain parameters around this, but by limiting your screen time and limiting screen time for the kids, it just creates more meaningful moments and you get to do more meaningful activities together. Like I said, playing Jenga, or the kids like to play Trouble Now, or just having family dinner conversation. Like it blows my mind. I have to say this. It blows my mind how we have gotten as a society so far away from connecting with each other. I mean, we have bought these really cool cards that we keep on our kitchen table that are just like silly cards to ask our kids. Like, if you had a superpower, what would it be? If you could change a rule at school, like what would that be? Like things that like you actually have to talk and have a conversation about. So I think that it's really, really important as parents that we are the ones setting that example and taking away the screens from ourselves so our kids understand, like, this is how you talk. This is how you talk to each other and make eye contact and know how to have a conversation. Because where it used to be like everybody knew how to do this, I think it's hard now for our kids because they're so plugged in to screens and being like not having conversation, that it's going to hurt these next generations that are like coming up now into young adults and eventually having their own kids. So again, let me know below how you feel about this. Do you limit screen time? Do you limit screen time for your kids? How do you feel about it? Let me know in the comments below. The next hack that will absolutely simplify your life. This is one of my favorites. I've been preaching this and teaching this for years, and that is to automate and delegate. And as I mentioned inside my High Performance Accelerator Academy, this is where I teach this. This is where I teach you how to bring people on to your team or for additional support. Like, where do you find them? How do you train them? How do you get them to the point where you can like take your hand off of the whole equation or your foot off the gas and give that to somebody else? If you do not automate or delegate, you will be sucked into your business 24/7. It will curse you in a way because you will feel like only you can do it that way. Only you can make it perfect. Like, you guys, that's such a myth. And it's something that will literally chain you to your business forever and ever and ever. And you will never get that freedom that everybody wants. So using automation tools, anything that is repetitive in your business, you can have an automation for. Anything that you do, you can train someone to do that might actually be able to do it better than you do it. I know it sounds crazy. I promise you, I thought the same thing in the beginning, but it's just not the case. So delegate responsibilities, outsource, automate. All of these things, by the way, you can do both at work and in your home. Like, you can do it in your home and you can do it in your business. So as you figure out the things that you can outsource or delegate or automate, you will see how much time you actually get back. And you guys, I'm not talking like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. I am talking like over 20 hours in your business. And if you want to check out a free training that I have on this, you can head over to, it is sandraglandt.com/big money. And this big money moves training will show you exactly how to identify your big money moves and the areas that you can free up to automate or delegate. And that's a free training. But if you really want to dive in and get the juice and get the meat of how to do this, how to find people, how to hire people, how to train people, how to automate, how to delegate, how to outsource, all of these things, you definitely want to check out the Academy. I'll drop that link again below. Here, 50% off just for my Slay Your Day listeners. It's sandraglandt.com /HPAA special. So you definitely want to go check that out. Hack number 6 that is going to completely transform your life is saying no more often. Now, I know this is so hard, especially for women, because we want to say yes. I think by nature we are people pleasers. But at the end of the day, when you say yes to someone else, you're saying no to your own commitments and responsibilities. And quite frankly, the areas that you want to show up. Now, that could be for your kids, it could be for your family, it could be probably and most likely for yourself. So think about all the other opportunities that when you're saying yes to someone else, the opportunities that you're telling yourself no to. It's really important that we think about how we align ourselves with the decisions that we make and the things that we say yes and no to, and what are our priorities? Like, what brings you joy? Comment below. Let me know what are some things that bring you joy. It could be something like getting a massage, getting your nails done, going for a walk with your family. Maybe it is talking to your clients and fueling into them. I don't know what it is for you. I have so many different things for me based on my own self-care, my family, my business, because we're all multi-dimensional. Like, we can have more than one or two things that make us happy. But when you say no more often and you align your priorities with what really brings you joy, what fuels you and fulfills you, it's really going to help you to focus in on what matters. And by the way, it's also going to help you to stop overcommitting. And when you stop overcommitting to things, I don't know how you ladies feel when you overcommit. I feel so overwhelmed. Like, I feel overwhelmed. I feel anxious. I get like antsy when I overcommit to things because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time. I said yes to these things. That means a yes over here means a no over there. So again, by saying no, you are protecting your space. You are protecting your boundaries. And it's so important that you can say no in a way that you really get to show up to the things that are on your heart and that are priorities for you that bring you joy. Hack number 7 that is going to help you simplify your life. And I love this. And I just started doing this really just more consciously this year. And that is practicing mindfulness. Now, over the holidays, your parents ask you, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want? And usually like they end up getting me stuff and it's great, but I don't use it. This year I said, I want this thing. And I sent them this link from Amazon, which by the way, I'm going to link it below so you have the exact one that I'm talking about. And it's this like mindfulness, I don't know. It's like a thing you hold in your palm. It's this mindfulness trainer is what it really is. It's a mindfulness trainer and you hold it in your hand and it links to like, I guess it reads the vibrations or the pulses in your hand. And then it links with your phone and it goes through these daily meditations with you. And what I have found is that because I'm someone who's always like on to the next thing, let's go, let's move, let's slay our day, right? Like, I just tend to go really fast paced, all in all the time. So tapping into that mindfulness has been such a great way for me to really look at like where my priorities are. What do I want to be focusing on? And this is more like meditation. This is breath work. It could be like you can also do like a mindful walking exercise. But these practices, they really, really help you stay present and they help you to reduce stress and really just be in the moment. So I think that it's important, especially as high performers. And if you're watching this, you are a high performer. If you're a high performer, I want you to comment below, just say, I'm a high performer or high performer. And I'll know I'm talking to you because I'm with you. I get it. I know what it's like to want to achieve amazing things and go after the next thing and just kind of like be on the move. So practicing mindfulness has been a really great technique for me to incorporate now into my lifestyle because it's something that like slows me down for a minute. And even if it's a quick minute or 5 minutes, it's something that I can tap into myself, my own priorities, where my mind is at, what I'm focusing on, and just like take a breath for a minute. So I'm going to link this again. It's like a meditation mindfulness trainer. I'm going to link it in the show notes so you can check it out. It's fairly inexpensive. I would say it's like $100 and maybe $75. But again, it's a great tool to use if you are really looking to tap into being in the moment, being present, and just having a quick little meditation trainer on you every day or just once in a while where you want to tap into calming down, slowing down, and being present. Hack number 8 that will completely change your life and also help you to simplify your life is focusing on one task at a time. Now, I don't know about you guys, but once upon a time, I was definitely a task hopper. Like I would go from one thing to the next, and it was draining, and it also sucked so much energy from me, right? I'd go from like shooting a YouTube video to like working on a training to talking to a client. Like there is a much more productive way to do this that's actually going to save you so much more time, save you so much more energy. And I want you to start looking at, as you focus on one task at a time, doing that to completion. Don't start something and then bounce to the next thing and then realize you walk into a room and then that room needs cleaning and then you got to make a phone call and then you got to send out emails. Like you guys, like that will literally, number one, drive you crazy. And number two, you will never get anything done. You're not going to get the room clean. You're not going to send out the email. You're not going to finish the podcast. You have to just really focus in on completing one task to fruition at a time. And you're going to see how much more you actually get done. It is a complete game changer. And I also want to talk about prioritizing tasks based on importance and urgency, right? Like not everything is important and urgent, right? So you have to look at what are the things that are important, what are the things that are urgent, and where do they fall on that matrix, right? So commit to actually completing and finishing the things that you start before you move on to the next. And also figure out what needs your time and attention, because not everything needs to be done right away. Not everything is urgent in the moment. And also not everything is important in that moment. So figure out what are those top priorities. The Big Money Moves training is going to help you figure out what those things are, how you prioritize. And I'm so excited for you to check this out because again, it's a completely free training, but it's also, you can take this and implement into any area of your life. How you cook dinner, how you do the laundry in your home, how you show up at work, how you show up with your kids, your family, it doesn't matter. Like this will change the game for you. So I'm so excited for you to implement this. Again, make sure you check out that training, the Big Money Moves training. I'll link it below, but it's sandraglandt.com/big money. Hack number 9 is kind of a two-parter. So I'm going to kind of like bunch these two together. So number 1 is spending time outdoors. Like get out in nature, right? Like feel the sun, get that natural vitamin D. Now look, I'm from Philly. I lived there for 26 years. And I know right now in February, it is cold outside. Down here in South Florida, by the way, I mean, I hate to break it to you all that aren't here, but it's kind of beautiful. This is why people move down here. And this is why specifically this time of year is our in season. The weather is so beautiful. It's 70, 75 degrees. The humidity is gone, so we can go outside. However, those of you where it is snowing, my Northeasterners, New York, Philly, all you guys up north, it is still important to get outside. Even though it's cold, I know, just get outside, even if it's for like a 10 or 15 minutes, being outside in nature, like whether it's going for a hike, walking on the beach, walking around your neighborhood. There is something so different about being outside and getting into nature for you and for your kids that is going to allow you just to connect on a different level to nature, to being outdoors. And you've got to do this on a regular basis. I know for me, I live like maybe a couple blocks from the beach. And I said this to Jared on our anniversary where we went to the beach and walked on the beach and had this beautiful, beach walk together. I was like, we've got to do this more often. We literally live across from the beach and we don't go. So I am also going to start prioritizing this. However, I will say that I do get outside every single day, go for a walk with my kids, we'll go for a bike ride, we'll go to the park, but it's really important that you get out into nature. That is where you will recharge. That is where you will gain perspective. That is where you will just be able to tap into getting recharged for yourself, not in front of a computer, not under these like hard, harsh fluorescent lights, getting outside. And what I want to tie into this, and I kind of mentioned this, I kind of sprinkled this in before, was take your vitamins, get a good night's sleep. Again, I'm going to link my best night ever Amazon hacks and tools and gadgets and all the different products that I use. I'm going to link that in the show notes as well as in the description if you're watching this on the podcast or listening to it on the podcast or watching it on YouTube. And I'm also going to link the other video that I did that was about getting your best night's sleep ever, because that is going to determine how you feel, your energy levels, like everything that you do, your energy levels will affect, but it all boils down to how you're feeling, the vitamins that you're taking. So your vitamins, the supplements, the sleep, the quality of sleep. So I'm going to link that for you. You have to check that out. And also I'm going to link my vitamins. I don't know about the vitamins that you take, but mine are specific to my body. Like I have done a gene test, I do a blood test, so I know exactly what my body needs. I'm also going to link that as well, where you can get your genetic test, you can get your custom supplements, and then you can also do what's called a superhuman protocol, which is through 10X Health, which will completely take your health and wellness game to the next level. So I will link those below if you want more energy, if you want higher libido, if you want to be able to exercise harder, longer, stronger, all the things that we want. Of course, why not? Right? I mean, like, hello, who doesn't want that? I'm going to link all of that below so you can check it out. And finally, as we wrap up this video, I want to share tip number 10 with you, or I should say hack number 10 with you to simplify your life, which is smart multitasking. Now, you guys, I am never going to recommend multitasking because you know how I feel about that. Like neither thing or however many things you're doing at that same time are going to get the right amount of attention that they deserve. However, if you listen to a podcast like this one, while you're getting ready, taking a shower, doing your makeup, going for a walk, like that is smart multitasking. You can also do it while you do the laundry, right? It could be an audiobook. It could be a podcast. It could be, there's so many different things that you can listen to really get value while you are driving in the car to pick your kids up from school. That's where I get my personal development in. I'm literally, as I take Jake to school and I come back home, I get a good, I would say his school is far. So it's like an hour and a half worth of personal development time in. Same thing if I'm taking a shower and I'm just like doing my hair and makeup, right? Like that's the time where I do my smart multitasking and I'm doing my makeup while I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook. So all of these tips, all of these 10 tips, as you implement them, are going to help you simplify your life, reduce stress, reduce clutter, create more space, right? That's what we all want. We want to create more space for all of the things that truly matter to each of us. Family time, self-care time, time spent strategically in your business, right? To move the ball forward. So again, I highly recommend that you check out the Academy, the High Performance Accelerator Academy, because this is the place where you're going to get all the tools, systems, and strategies. But these tips here, these little hacks that I shared with you today, they are going to definitely help you move that ball forward to simplify your life, right? So experiment with them. Comment below and let me know which one you're going to implement. Maybe you start with one or two and see how you feel. And as things start to get easier, as your life starts to get better, more simplified, more streamlined, and start to level up, you implement another one. So I can't wait to hear from you what works best for you, how you implement them. Comment below and let me know. And as always, I am here for you. I'm so glad you're on this journey with me. Now go out and slay your day.